Hello everyone and welcome to another Starfield video. My name is Brian if you happen to be new to the channel, but if you're a part of this absolutely insane number of 68,603 y'all who've hit that subscribe button and given my content an opportunity or a chance in the algorithm, thank you guys so much for that. But I have a really awesome video for you guys today. Now, if you're just coming in off the title, yes, we're going to get to the despicable nature of it, but I want to begin with a palate cleanser. There's a lot actually positive going on, especially when it comes to the Starfield hype. I was originally thinking about calling this video I'm not seeing any red flags, and that's what we begin with today. John Clark tweeting this out, reviewing Starfield, mind you, and he isn't the only one. Lots of little tweet and gifs of people, bloodshot eyes, playing these games, telling me that they either are having a hard time putting it down or the lighting in this game is absolutely destroying their vision. So one way or another, we'll find out pretty dadgum soon, but this continues to give me hope. I'm a software developer. If you're new around here, you need to know that. I'm not seeing any bad signs, and typically there usually are a few, and maybe you have, and you can sound off below if there's a red flag for you, but the only thing I'm seeing is absolute quiet and stillness. And that, I think, essentially means, at least what I'm going to go out on the line. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it in the future. But in the future, I think what that means is we're about to have an incredibly shared experience. One that it's just like, it's kind of one of those core memories, one of those core moments that happen in our lives. And that's where that's what I'm going to put out there right now. I feel that confident that we're going to see an incredible release of this game. Does that mean there's going to be a bug or two? I'm sure of it. But also, we've reported here on the channel that a lot of people aren't seeing many bugs or any bugs, and that's really truly interesting. Now let's go over to Peter saying, leak rumor, someone who has seen more screenshots of Starfield is saying that he can't believe Starfield was made on the Creation Engine. Looks too good to be true. Take that with a grain of salt, but Peter is excited. Listen, one of the things that if I could wave a magic wand and kind of cure a thing that annoys me about the internet is truly, in context of saying that with what we're going to talk about here in a second, like there's going to be a hard pivot coming up, guys, so just buckle up. But on that note is that there's a lot of misconception about engines, and I see a lot of people either fake being experts or assume that they know something they don't. Yes, an engine can have problems, and yes, there have been problems with the Creation Engine, but the Creation Engine that they're on is not the very same engine that they were on 10 years ago. They continue to invest in that and improve upon that engine in and of itself. We're not getting the versioning of these engines, but that does not mean that these things can't be fixed and improved upon over time. So if I could just wave the magic wand, is that I see a lot of people make a lot of stuff about, about engines and, and take it, but I'm always just rolling my eyes when I end up seeing kind of that little, I'm going to just be honest, nonsense, about the fact of the internet. So let's go ahead and move on. Thanks, Peter, for that tweet. I really enjoyed it. This is where it gets interesting. And this isn't the hard pivot, guys. Grummets, who kicked off Menugate, for lack of a better term, talking more crap. Oh no, not the head of the Bethesda PR. However, will I recover? What did he say about Fallout 76 and Redfall? So he is on the move, and I have a theory about this. I've seen other people actually kind of echo the same theory. With Twitter monetization being on, not for me, we're nowhere near that. In fact, like I said, you're going to get a whole different side of me over on Twitter. If you decide to go and follow, you can find the links in the description if you want, but you've been warned. You've been warned. But in this case, there is true monetization. People are actually getting paid for their tweets now, and I think that's such a smart move by Elon because it does make it another platform to make content. I've been making exclusive content and videos for Twitter just because of it. Now, I'm not monetized. I just actually kind of am interested in what this does to change that platform. But let's go with what Pete Hines originally said. He says, or they designed it what they wanted, and that's been the menu for years as one of the first things that we settled on. Having an opinion is one thing. Questioning out the developer's care because you wouldn't have done it differently is highly unprofessional coming from another quote-unquote dev. So Pete Hines freaking throwing a haymaker right into Grummets' face. Grummet's still talking crap, but I think he's farming that sweet impression monetization. And if that's what you got to do at this point in your career, buddy, like that doesn't bode well for you. Best of luck. I hope you make great games. But I think it's clear when you see somebody's bias just on display. Here's what I'm going to say about that before we move into kind of the more deeper discussion. This isn't the end of the Starfield news. Like, there's some stuff that I really want to bring up to y'all, and you can hang out for that if you want, but then we'll have our fun little what people saying, like they love my random rants, so we'll have my little random rant at the end of this video for fun for those who want it. But in this case, like, it is truly like when somebody shows you who they are, I feel that's a gift. Grummets being Grummets in this case is a gift. He has told you who he is, and he has shown you who he is. So now you have more information about anything else he says, whether you want to judge that positively or negatively. You know, I've had enough life experiences that when my family lost everything and I had a couple of friends that decided not to keep coming around when we had no money, like, you could be hurt by that. I actually wasn't. I was thankful for that. They gave me a gift. They showed me who they are. And I know that for the rest of time. I know that for all eternity. Who is somebody in a real moment in your life? And those who actually stuck around, my friends who stuck around, are freaking legends, right? They gave me a gift. The people who left also gave me a gift because it showed me what real friendship is, right? And so that's how I view it. I'm weird, but that's just how I go with it. Now, let's get into pissing me off because of reasons. Here is the clip. Obviously, you maybe have heard of Hassan. Let's just let this clip play, and then we'll come back.
Y'all ride that dick. You guys are riding the dick of white men. Okay, white men that have lied to you in the past. They've lied to you and they've led you astray and they've hurt your feelings, and you're still riding it.
Let's just disclose something right away. I'm not a fan of Hassan. I think he's a charlatan. I think he's an idiot. But he's built something successful, and he's been able to milk a lot of money from Prime subs and things like that over on Twitch. So he clearly is doing something right. And me calling him an idiot isn't me saying that he isn't intelligent. I think he's intelligent, but he's intelligent for all the wrong reasons and comes to all the wrong conclusions. I'll say that. Who cares if he knows me? Who cares if he sees this and is offended? You know, he's a big boy. I'm sure he can handle it. But in this case, like, what are a couple of things that get my blood boiling? First and foremost, when he says that people lie, like, I get that. I can actually, like, the best way to kind of seed things and get people, you know, to kind of believe a lie, to manipulate people, is to tell them kind of, you know, something that's mostly true, and then couple it and pair it with something that's absolutely absurd or false. And that's exactly what he did. He, like, in a genius manipulation, he played that out in that clip perfectly. The truth is, all marketing is a lie. Like, all marketing is, its job is to sell you on something, and it could sell you on something by telling you about the product, etc. But at the end of the day, marketing is marketing. I don't like trust that. So you can, that's what he's hinting on. That's the hook right there. The lie ends up being, it's like, how the why, and he's coupling this with white people. Like, that in and of itself really gets my blood boiling, because it's so absurd to start to connect this. Like, we should root against somebody because they're white. Like, that is racism. Now, I've already wasted enough time on Hassan. I don't want to give him another second of my attention. It really does annoy me. And I think he honestly, unfortunately, is dangerous for a lot of people who are just looking for answers as they grow into manhood. But let's go to somebody who's real. Somebody, like, honestly, that from this tweet, like, it really breaks my heart with what we're going to talk about. Darius tweets this out. Look at this. There's no way that certain people get so mad at me on Twitter to a point that they go to my YouTube channel and say this kind of ignorant stuff just to protect their plastic box. There is no way people take console wars this seriously. And referencing a set of different comments, really kind of trying to be as racist as possible, right? Like, whether they're trying to get a rise or not, let's all at least come to some hopefully shared conclusion that this shit is not acceptable. We should not accept this as a reality. Yes, the internet is the internet, but if you think like that, and I don't care how long you've been a subscriber here, you can see yourself out. I will never know what it's like to be black in this country or in this world. I can't ever have that experience. But what I can stand up for, and somebody who has a huge amount of love and respect for the black community, who has nephews who are black, who's seen the shit that happens in this world to these wonderful people and this wonderful culture that I would protect and defend with my life. If you think that that's acceptable, if you want to participate and you want to champion that, I don't care whose side you're on. I don't care what you believe. I don't care how long we've known each other. This ends now. So what I'd like for you to do, if you know, and you can make amends, right? Like, if you've ever been in that camp and you got some guilt because you were a dumbass kid, listen, We all make stupid choices. We can all come back. We can all be redeemed. I'm going to include Darius's Twitter link. I'm going to hopefully find his YouTube stuff. Go check him out. Go show some love on this guy, because I think that in and of itself is worth your time more than any more time on this video. And that's all I'm going to ask for you. I'll leave it up to you what you want to decide to do. And I wish you guys all the very best. Now, class has been dismissed. We have come to the end of the Starfield news and discussion topic for today's video. Now, for those of you who are hanging out, as John says here, your random rants are entertaining, that's news to me. So apparently y'all are sticking around. I do practice and preach personal responsibility. Everything we talk about from here on out in the video, if it offends you, get over it, because you're choosing to stick around and listen to these words. Now, there's nothing negative, I think, in what we're going to talk about, but I just ultimately thought I found 2 comments that I figured it would be great to talk about in a more positive light. But just note, you're entering into a new zone into the video. And yeah, I'm not offended if you leave. And if you do stick around and stay, welcome. And let's have some freaking fun, shall we? All right, let's start with Mysteries 123. And hopefully I didn't butcher the name, but thank you for the comment. Frankly, I don't know creators who actively try to stay out of politics. They conform and sympathize with the people yelling at them and who are too often in the wrong. Anti-Marxist views count me in. Do what Howard Rourke would do and don't compromise your soul. Stand firm to your convictions. And so thank you so much for that comment. For me, like, I'm going to say this to you guys. My goal in life is to have uncompromising integrity. Now, uncompromising integrity does not mean that you get to be an asshole. You don't get to go be mean to people. You don't get to go be rude. You recognize the human dignity in each and every person that you come in contact with, and you treat them with respect and love. But uncompromising integrity is a goal of mine. I wouldn't say that I've reached that level yet, but that is essentially what I and who I want to be. I want my yes to mean yes, my no to mean no. And if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something, and that you can trust that, whether you like the thing I'm doing or not. Like, if you go see my stand-up comedy, I make a lot of jokes about black people. And honestly, February is a great and wonderful month. I hope you go check out the comedy. The black people that are my friends that are comics and also in the audience, they think it's hysterical because these are really fun jokes. And that's what they are, jokes. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, I'm this holier than thou guy. No, I'm just a dude who has a microphone. And for some reason, people hit that subscribe button. Like, to my mind, it still is this most humbling and unbelievable experience that people like you are still here listening to these words. But uncompromising integrity. If there is one thing in this life that that this channel does, if it takes somebody from being a boy and helps them transition into a man, and I'm not trying to red pill any of you guys, what I want you to be is amazing human beings. Just ultimate use. What that means is you live up to your potential and your dreams. You get off the couch and you get shit done. We all love video games, but I'm not trying to be a gamer. Somebody who just games all the time. Games amazing, but then also I go do really cool stuff. And I want you to join me in this journey, right? But anyway, not trying to red pill anybody. That becomes a whole other topic for another day, if you guys decide to talk about it in the comments, because that's what this whole section has ended up morphing into. I'm not trying to get into politics. Politics annoys the ever-living crap out of me, but I'm not afraid of it. I'm not going to run away from it, and I'm not going to conform to it. I'm going to tell you what I think, and I'm going to ask questions, because that's what you deserve. That's me respecting you as a human being. Mako says, Brian got my vote. Not many people out here in these days will actually set to actually say it like it is and have an opinion without being scared of negativity. Whatever happened to everyone being their own person and the different beliefs, and that being okay never changed with me, and I know that. They just attention grabbers. Don't give in to them. That's the beautiful thing about what I get to do. That's actually, I think, one of the things that a lot of people have been frustrated with. Some of you guys are new, and a lot of you actually are new to the channel. But for the longest time, this has been kind of a little bit of a private war. People get mad at me because they can't control me. And then ultimately, and I've seen a couple people do this, and it really, again, it's that gift. When somebody unfollows and quietly cancels me, like, it tells me who they are. And I don't hate them. I'm going to just pray for them. A lot of my prayer list is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you have prayer, like if you need it, if you need some help, if you just want to reach out and you're like, hey, Brian, even if you don't believe in God, like you can always reach out. Like I've got your back, and all my DMs are kept private. So that's up to you. All the links are in the description. The choice is up to you. But when it comes down to it, the other side of this is that I totally understand why we've seen all this conformity. The incentive model has been, especially from a content creator, you want to grow. You don't want to sit here and rock the boat. And so you end up placating and you placate and you placate. And eventually you compromise yourself so much that all you are is a puppet. And I do not want to be a puppet, nor will I ever be. Yes, it costs me a lot. I'm not going to sit here and list it off because I'm not complaining, because I'm not a victim, but it costs me a lot. And you know what? It's a price I'm more than willing to pay. It's a price that I'm honored to pay. Because whether you like what I have to say, or how I think about a video game, or how I contort my life, or how I choose to raise my family, like whether any of those, like you agree or align with any of those or you don't, at the end of the day, you're getting me.
The girls are not letting me upstairs.
You are upstairs. Forgive that little bit of interruption. I forgot my train of thought because the kids rushed in here. It was a whole thing. Obviously, I cut that out because my kids aren't for you guys' entertainment. But I'm sure that last bit got caught on the recording, and we're just going to keep that keep that in. Anyway, guys, I've said my piece. I hope that you got something good out of this video. My goal is to try and put something good into your YouTube feed at least once a day. If you guys enjoy the content and you haven't subscribed, that would mean a lot to me. Again, you're going to get a lot of me, and I get it if I become too much. That's why I always want to respect your feed. Just do whatever makes you happy, because when it comes to social media, there's a lot of bullshit artists out there, and that is something that we all have to deal with. And honestly, I would always try and call and hold myself into that same kind of thing. Keep me honest. Keep my integrity high. Call me out on my bullshit if you feel like I'm doing it. I'm going to read your feedback. It doesn't mean we'll agree, but it is going to be what it is. Now, I'm going to leave you guys all the best. You guys have been crushing the like goal of 200, so maybe we raise this one to 500. It's up to you what you want to do, but I really appreciate it if you do hit that button, as it is a great way of helping out your YouTube algorithm and also my channel continue to reach as many of these, hopefully young men that need to hear a little bit about life in their video games. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video, but until then, take care.